Howdy folks, welcome back to an Armored Warfare replay. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today I have for you a platoon of Mitigator in his Ascot LT, David Bowie in her Leopard 2 A4 Evo, and myself in the T-90A. We are playing on PvE Hardcore Operation Sybaris. So let me give some quick history here about the T-90A. Not going to get in full detail. Now I want to point out a quick feature on the front of the turret. You have these two red eyes. Very meme-like, actually. Not mean-like, meme. And I'm going to talk about those in a bit. That's actually the part of the APS system. It's a soft kill APS. Let's start with the T-90 is a third-generation main battle tank used by Russia. It would enter service in 1993 as the T-72BU, but would later be renamed as T-90. The T-90 uses a smoothbore 125mm 2A46 main gun and a 1A45T fire control system. It is powered by a V84MS 12-cylinder diesel engine, and it does have a thermal gunnery scope. That is actually an important feature because a lot of tanks from the Soviet Union and the old Soviet tanks did not have thermal gunnery sights, such as the ones that were in Desert Storm. It is protected by a mix of steel and composite armor, smoke grenade launchers, a Contact 5 explosive reactive armor package, and a Satora infrared ATGM jamming system. The big red eyes on the front of the tank turret. As the previous tanks like the T-72 and the T-80, it can fire ATGMs out of its main gun, as well as the standard munitions, such as heat and Sabo. The T-90 weighs in at 46 tons and is crewed by 3. That'd be a loader, there'd be no loader, but it is crewed by a gunner, a commander, and a driver. It is fitted with an autoloader system inside the turret. Now understand that is a quite cramped tank inside that turret. Now the T-90A is an even further development and upgrade of the T-90. The T-90A mounts a 2A82-1M 125mm smoothbore main gun. It also has an upgraded engine with the new V92S2 12-cylinder diesel engine. The new engine produces 950 horsepower versus the 840 horsepower of the older V84MS. It also has upgrades to its armor and gunnery sights. The T-90A has also has an increase in weight from 46 tons to 48 tons. The current operators of T-90s is Algeria, Armenia, India, Iraq, Russia, Syria, Uganda, and Vietnam, to name a few of its operators, with more hopeful users in the near future. As of 2016, Russia operates a total of 550 T-90As, but it is planned for a total of 1,400 T-90s to enter service with Russia. They are currently undergoing an upgrade process to go from the T-90A to the T-90S, also known in-game at Tier 9 as the T-90MS.
So watch your flank.
It would also see war in various countries. The War of Dagestan,
Identify.
the Syrian Civil War, and the War of Donbass.
Sight hit.
The T-90 doesn't have the long, rich history that the T-72 has. And actually, in fact, right now, currently in service is the T-72B3, which is a T-72 that's actually in service alongside the T-90As and the T-90MS that are in service. Now the T-90A is also known as the T-90A Vladimir, after Vladimir Potkin. Didn't really do a full research on him, so there you go, there's that. So that way, it was more or less, I wanted to give you a fact of why this tank is also known as Vladimir. It has nothing to do with Vladimir. Another thing to point out about this tank is actually this tank's development would run parallel alongside the Object 187, which I do have a video for the Object 187. Just check out the YouTube playlist here for Armored Warfare replays. But a parallel project would be Object 188. The T-72 BU would come from Project 188. And as I said, the tank would later be renamed as T-90. Now, the T-90As would actually enter in service roughly around 2005, but they're, as I said, they're currently in the process of being upgraded. However, these still will be in service with Russia for a few years to come. It's not a quick process to upgrade a whole bunch of tanks.
Site repaired.
Also in the process of building new ones. Now, how's the T-90A in Armored Warfare? Well, it's not a bad tank, and it's not a great tank, and actually I'd honestly consider it as the second weakest tank of the whole line.
Identify.
Maybe even third weakest, tier for tier. And it's definitely the weakest feeling tank of the T-90s. In honest opinions of the whole line, I feel that actually the T-72A, which understand when I started grinding this line, the T-72 at the time was a tier 4. Now it is a tier 5, so this fact may have changed, but the T-72 was, I felt, the weakest of the line. I'm sure that's changed now that the T-72 is at tier 5 alongside the T-72A. And what you have here is you have a low silhouette vehicle with a powerful gun. Mostly it's a really good brawler. I wouldn't rely on its gun stabilization. As you can see, I mostly try to come to a complete halt, or mostly to a halt, and let the gun aim a little bit so I can get that accurate shot off. Now, gunnery wise, this is one of the more accurate T-90s. Its failings actually comes from the armor. The armor at times seems a little bit more flimsy than probably it should be. And the armor package does not feel as good as the T-90. However, you know, there's a lot of decent features about it. It is a good mobile tank. It is a brawler. It doesn't have very good gun depression, so keeping this thing hull down can be quite difficult at times because of its poor gun depression. Well, you kind of get used to that gun depression from the other Soviet vehicles you play of the line, such as the T-72, and even the T-80s have very similar gun depression issues. So we're going to finish up the replay here. So far, I'm just doing what I can. I know at this point of the replay, I'm actually running low on ammo. And you'll actually see me use my kit here in a bit to actually for ammo. Trying to get some shot lined up here on the Warrior. I kind of messed that shot up. And there we go. There's the kill on that vehicle. Now there's a T-90MS, but he's going to have some difficulty possibly putting this gun down on us. So I'm going to focus on just trying to shoot his side while he's up there on that ridge and try and do maximum damage and maybe even get a good tracking shot in. Okay, there's some damage to his engine, and he just turned his broadside to me again. So I'm going to stay focused on him. Not quite sure why I took that shot. Just felt like maybe I'd get lucky. Try to get a shot here on the Anders. Can't quite get the shot, so I'm going to press forward a bit, and there we go. There's the kill on the Anders. Now I'm going to close in on the Terminator 2 here. Now there I didn't really wait because I'm actually pretty close. Oh, he took my track out. I was trying to go for the ram kill. There we go. We got a Thunderbolt 2 here. Now the Thunderbolt 2, not much in the way of armor, but it does have speed and a powerful 120mm gun. But I am more than a match for the Thunderbolt.
Target destroyed. Great work.
And there's the final kill and the end of the replay with the W. Let's pull up the match results and I'll show you what I got here. So I did over 20,000 damage, got 20,474 damage with 14 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 destroyed, grabbed myself the blue star, and yeah, I got shot a lot, so I got a target. And there you go, I'd be top for damage and also top for spotting. Not by much for spotting, but I did have a good chunk of damage over Mitigator, who has the number 2 spot for damage. But anyway, folks, so there you go. That is the history, development, or some development of the T-90A with some gameplay, in my opinion, about the T-90A. Honestly, I would say the only reason to really get the T-90A is to get through it and get to the T-90MS, which is a much better machine than this. And I've actually been told that it's even a better machine than the T-14 Armada at Tier 10, or at least very comparable. Anyway, folks, hopefully you enjoyed the replay. I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff that all the other YouTubers ask people to do. I do really appreciate that. I want to try and get some channel growth, and trying to seek 500 subscribers, hopefully by this time next year. But anyway, thank you very much again for watching, and hopefully I will see you for the next Armored Warfare replay.